What am I going to do? Every day brings a new trial. The mad scientist hunts me always. Will this chase never end? Sometimes I wish I could simply escape.
Hey, me! I need you to do something for me! What? I need you to build me a rocket. What? You know, like a rocket? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll get started in the morning. No. No. This is extremely time sensitive. It could take years, so I need you to start right now. I highly doubt it will take years. Well, have you ever actually made a rocket before? I have, actually. Oh. Well, I'm not talking about some model rocket. I want a big one. How big are we talking? Sizable. Big enough to function. The main thing is take pride in your work. Don't skip any details. Okay. Okay. Good, yeah. Wow. So this is actually happening. I'm gonna have my own rocket. Whew.
Get up in Jesus' name.
Ah! Why did you do that? This is a freaking summer camp! That doesn't mean you have to throw... I get it. I understand. Just get the job done. Fine. I'll do it. I meant right now. Hello. I am tired. Yeah, wake me up when it's over, but let me sleep right now. Okay, I'm up. Today, I am going to make a rocket raccoon. And so, the first step is pipe cleaners. I have made a rocket raccoon before. Back when, I think the first Guardians of the Galaxy came out. I think I took the guns from... I forgot what that was called. The Disney Infinity model. Because I kind of liked, the big, two-gunned look. Originally, at the time, I always made these figures to be played with. So, I always scaled them appropriately. Tried to make them accurate sizes to each other, because, well, that helped maintain the illusion. But since this one was supposed to be quote-unquote sizable, I've taken that to mean, rather than scaling it to my main figures, I'm rather going to make it the same size as my main figures. It makes more sense to make it a size where I can actually put on more details. Because this isn't the smallest figure I've made, but if they go too small, it is hard to get everything right. So now that I bulked up his body a little bit with tape, I need to add some details with the foam, just to finish getting his body type all filled out. The thing is, I just need to wait for the hot glue gun to warm up. If you're trying to be funny, you should really know that song makes me sleepy, ironically. Thank you. That's something I could do while I'm waiting. So, originally I had like these kind of pipe cleaners that had these fluffy little... Like, it wasn't just a fluffy pipe cleaner, it was like, it had these ripples of fluff, so I cut that out, and it was like the perfect size for his tail. I don't have any more of those pipe cleaners, but I do have this really big pipe cleaner. But I have an idea of how to use this. First, I need to kind of cut it down. That'd be a pretty bushy tail. I actually realized that I was cutting it more to go like this, but the way the fur is actually angled, it should probably go like that, but it's not that much of a difference, so it just will be slightly less fluffy than I originally intended it to be, but that's okay. Okay, now I want to try my idea. Because at first I wasn't sure how to make it look like an actual raccoon tail, but then I had an epiphany. The only problem with this is that the tape is kind of sticking to the pipe cleaner. Well, that does look a little scruffier than I wanted it to look, but he is a scruffy individual, so I think it gets the job done. Okay. Got my fresh underwear. Got my Dramamine. My spacesuit is on the way. Now all that's left to do is get pumped up. Woo-hoo! Yeah! This is a lot less exciting than I thought it would be.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning.
I decided to make his face out of clay, at least the sort of base version. I will probably be adding fur and fabric to it, but I thought this would be the best way of, like, making his snout actually look correctly. Because I have made kind of snouts before, just with bending pipe cleaners into the two little jaws. But I thought this would be cleaner, and that way I could actually give more details with the teeth and the nose and whatnot. When I first started filming, it didn't really seem like it was going very well. I was having trouble getting the clay right, and I was just kind of in a certain state of mind where I didn't feel like it was necessarily productive to film. So I turned the camera off, and that's when I did my best work. For some reason, that's how it always goes. It seems like I can relax more when the camera's off, which is frustrating, because most times I want to film what I do. But yeah, it's working out. Right now, he almost looks more mouse than raccoon.
Yes, there are tapestries on this spaceship, but if you are a Star-Lord, then I am Mickey Mouse!
It's probably because of the color of the foam mixed with the fact that I made his ears extra big to account for all the fabric that I'd be building up around his face. At first, I was thinking that the next step would be to paint. But then I realized just how thick some of my fabrics were, and how much they would stand out if I just glued them onto the foam directly. So I'm thinking that after I glue the fabrics on to make his face look fuzzy around or make his head look fuzzy around the border of his face, I might actually want to add some more clay to bridge the gap between his face and the fabric around it, which means I don't want to cover up the clay with anything, because then more clay won't stick to it. While the hot glue gun is warming up, there's a couple other things that I want to do. First, I can obviously start sewing the base fabric on, but I also remembered that I forgot to singe the tips of his fingers. This makes his hands less bulky, as well as giving it a sort of clawed look. So I knew what fabric I wanted to use for his armor right off the bat. I have this collar material that's nice and thick, and I like it for like cloth armor and things like that because it looks tough, especially when it's on the small little figures. The problem is because it's so thick, it is not very flexible and can't really be sewn on something so small. So I leaned into the idea of him having like an under armor. I sewed on pants and sleeves, and then built up all of the armor pieces off of that. This way it has an extra mobility, because none of the limbs are restricted by glue, but it still looks like that padded, beefed up, kind of segmented action figure vibe. A while back I'd dyed a bunch of jean fabric brown, just in bulk, because I got tired of doing it individually, and I still have quite a bit, surprisingly, even though I use it a lot for like leather strapping. And yeah, I am very happy with how all of his armor turned out. It took me a while to have confidence in the face. A lot of times with faces, especially like kind of more monstery ones, I'm always unsure about it with every step of the process until like the final step when all of a sudden it looks good. I beefed up his cheeks quite a bit from the base head, and I probably could have beefed them up more, because in some pictures it looks like his head is like as wide as his shoulders. I didn't go quite that far, so that it does make him look more like he has the proportions of a human rather than a raccoon, but it still looks good. And yeah, it did definitely help to add that extra layer of clay to kind of bridge the gap between the face and the fabric. And once he was all glued together, I needed to make him some guns. Rather than copy the guns directly, I decided to embody the spirit of Rocket Raccoon and simply scrounge together my own custom-made guns. I got a bunch of parts that I thought could work, either from dissected electronics or whatnot. I had a lot of parts that I really wanted to use, but I couldn't quite figure out. I wanted to make him like the big rifle. I tried a couple things, but nothing really went the way I wanted. This was the first one that I really felt like was a success. I liked that I actually put a bullet shell in the back. There's another capacitor and some kind of part out of a circuit board. The plug-in for earbuds. Yeah, it's kind of more of the chunkier pistol look. But what I really liked was how these two pistols turned out. These are probably the ones that I'm gonna go with. Again, this was an earbud. This part was actually attached to the back, and I cut that off and repositioned it and glued it on there. This was a part of, I want to say, like a Transformers action figure that died and resurrected or dissected. Another capacitor. And for the handles, I have a lot of old action figure accessories that I never really used in the first place, because like a lot of these guns were so small, they didn't really fit into anybody's hands, and I was like, I'm just gonna lose those, so I just put them in a box and never even played with them in the first place. So since I really don't play with them now, I went ahead and used them for the base of the handles. I had to beef them up a little bit by putting a piece of wood on the bottoms, but yeah. And so, with the gluing complete, all it needs is to be painted. And then I can rest. So it's time to get up. Okay, you know what, Skelly? You play one more ironic song and I swear to God.
So stay up with me, don't fall asleep. 'Cause we only have this moment once in our life.
I'm revoking your DJ privileges. While I was looking through my toy gun collection, I found like a big, hefty grenade launcher or like rope launcher type thing. I thought it looked a lot like something Rocket would use just in and of itself. Part of me felt like it was cheating to use a pre-existing accessory unaltered, so I altered it just a little bit. I added some gold highlights and weathered it along with all the other guns. So there it is. My new and improved Rocket Raccoon. And so, that means that I am done. Already? What year is it? What do you mean you're done? Okay, yeah, that's Rocket. That's definitely a Rocket Raccoon. Is something wrong with that? No, everything's fine. Don't you want it? You hold on to that. I'll get it when I need it. And you're sure nothing's wrong? Everything is A-okay. Okay. Ow! Gosh. Ow! Ah! What was that? Does this look like summer camp to you? Sizable. Big enough to function. Main thing is... Hello, cub. You want to... Don't go after the microphone. Don't. Determined. Okay. Doggy, stay in the house, doggy. Stay in the house. That's a good doggy. Hello, Sandy. I don't know if all these fluffy little animals are going to get in the shot or not. Are you going to get in the shot, Sandy? 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 Yep. I keep hearing strange noises. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah! Woo! Woohoo! Yeah! Now! What year is it? I completely forgot my alarm. Oh, get out of here! Joe, Max. Already? What year is it? What year is it? What year is it? What year? What year? Oh. Everything is A-okay. What? How did you get under? Dude. Dude, come on, dude. Buddy, come on. Come on, you're too fat for that. Come on, come. Come on. You are much too fat to be under there. Come on. Come on. Come on. How did you do this? How did you do this? Okay. How do you feel about yourself now? You're gonna do it again. No. Okay. Don't. No. Don't. Don't do it. Everything's okay. Hello, Bessie on a pole. Hello, are you my little ghost? Filming at night is interesting. I can't hold that with my left hand for very long. I can just film like this. There's nothing weird going on. Hello. Who knew the pauldron of singularity would find its true purpose as a cat perch? Oh my goodness, aren't you just the purriest thing? Yeah. Okay, you might be dirty.